evening. Welcome to Hey Hitchcock. This is Tim Hitchcock, and we're sponsored by Farm Credit Mid-America, Morton's Horticultural Products, Barton Creek Farm, and Daylily Nursery. And I am so happy that we finally got together with my neighbors, Larry and Mary Rigsby, and their daughter, Angela. What year did y'all buy this place from Gary Martin?
1977.
1977. Okay, that's the year that I got started over there.
Yeah, yours all about the same time.
Our farms join, and they have been great friends, and I have been saved so many times by Larry's welding expertise. Larry, he's kind of a renaissance man in agriculture. He's been a dairy farmer, he's a row cropper, beef cattle, he's raised dairy heifers, he welds, he's a mechanic. He used to know, Larry Rigsby was the internet of used farm equipment before the internet came into existence. I remember one time there was a guy at church asked me about some kind of equipment. I can't remember what it was, but I asked Larry about it, and Larry said, well, there's an old boy up around Carthage, and he's got one of them sitting behind his tobacco barn. And I think he'd probably sell it. And he did. And how on earth he knew that an old boy in Carthage had this piece of equipment behind his tobacco barn, I will never figure out. But let's talk, Larry, now you tell us a little bit about your growing up. You're originally from White County?
I'm originally from White County, graduated from White County High School in '66. And I was a journeyman tool and die maker for Ulster for 11 years. And I thought my two kids come along, and I didn't even get to see them, so I thought, well, I either got to quit my farming job or I got to quit my working job.
Now, what years did you work at Ulster?
I worked from 66 to 77.
66, 77. Now, I worked on the assembly line for like 3 or 4 weeks back in 1975. And after 3 weeks working the, I guess, 3 till midnight shift,
yeah.
I knew that I did not want to work in a factory the rest of my life.
Standing on that concrete and somebody hollering at you all the time.
Oh, yeah.
You just get fed up with it.
Yep.
And so I said, I either got to quit my tool job or quit my farming. And I farmed ever since I was 14-year-old, raised up on a farm in White County.
Now, how big was the farm in White County?
We had about 200 acres there.
Okay.
My dad did, and I had about 60 up there. And
now you were on Old Kentucky Road?
On the Old Kentucky Road, right at the foot of Hickory Nut Mountain.
Yep.
If you come off Hickory Nut Mountain, you run through the middle of my house.
Okay.
If you didn't miss the road. And so I decided to quit my public job and went to farming. And that's when I bought this farm in October the 2nd, 1977.
Well, I started August, we ran the first bunch of cows through the milk barn on August the 1st, 1977.
Yeah, you were just about 2 or 3 months ahead of me.
Yeah.
And then we milked here for 42 years and 3 days.
42 years and 3 days.
3 days.
Now, I was 18 years over there.
Got smart and quit.
I got smart. I found something else that I could do. I've told people that if something happened and the only way I could provide for my family was to go back in the milk barn and milk cows, I'd take out a big insurance policy, slit my wrist, and jump off the Rock Island Dam.
I remember you said one time, the only time you wanted to see a bovine was on a plate.
On a plate or a bun. And since I quit milking other than a petting zoo, now there's been 2 different times that I have been somewhere and I saw one old guy pulling a calf out in the field, and I stopped the truck and got out and helped him pull the calf. And then Joey Caton, a friend of mine, called one night, and he had a calf being born, and the feet were back, and so I went and helped him pull that calf. That's the only 2 times I've touched a live bovine since I quit milking, and have no desire to touch one again.
Well, that's the trouble with a farmer, a dairy farmer especially. He's got a 365-day job, 24/7.
Yeah.
And you had to be a doctor, veterinarian, a mechanic, electrician, everything you can be thought of. You got to be one if you're going to make a success in it.
Yeah.
And so
I got to adding up one day the tractors, the silage wagons, every piece of equipment, and I had like 200 tires on everything. You know, and every one of those could go flat at any time. You know, I counted up the number of cows. Well, every cow's got 4 feet, so there's all kinds of foot problems. Every cow's got 4 stomachs. I think I wound up with about 30,000 different things that could go wrong on any given day, and on any given day, probably about 100 of them did.
well, that's like I keep a pin on every piece of equipment that I've got.
Yeah.
But your dad, he'd bring a piece of equipment home, but it wouldn't have a pin. Well, I was in his shop over one day, and I looked around and I thought, no wonder I ain't got no pins. I said, I picked up a 5-gallon bucket of pins and brought them home. Every one of them was mine, because he used a bolt or a light pole hanger or whatever it is. But he'd come back, he'd bring my stuff home, but he'd always keep my pins with him. But then I get tickled because, you know, we always helped each other cut silage and this and that. Yeah. But what was always funny, Leard would come over here, he wouldn't fuel his tractor up, and he'd help him with everything greased. And then he wanted it all filled up and greased when he left the house over here.
Daddy, bless his heart, he wanted, I mean, we would stop in the middle of the day, you know, at lunchtime when we were baling hay. I'd have to grease the baler again, you know, before we get back going after lunch.
And he wanted it squirted out on the ground, too.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't want just enough what it stuck. He wanted it, especially if it was my grease.
It shot out the seals everywhere. That was Daddy. But I don't think Daddy ever replaced a bearing in his life.
No, no.
Well, Mary, tell us a little bit about your growing up.
I grew up in Warren County, and I was raised at the county farm.
What was your maiden name?
Hoover.
Okay.
Hoover. And that's
now what is the county farm?
Magnus home out here.
Okay. A lot of people would have no idea what the county farm would be.
Yeah, the county kept these people that was, you know, old, and they called it indigent.
Okay. Kind of like I am now.
Yeah. But anyway, I was raised there and went to school at Central High School. I worked at Kroger's for about 10 years.
Okay.
And then...
Now, was that when Kroger was up on off of Main Street, or?
No, where was that Kroger's then?
It was it there where Bratcher's office is?
Yeah.
I didn't work up there.
Okay.
But it was the other one.
Oh, well, there was one on up there where CB was.
Yeah, that's what I
Where it was at one time. But a lot of people don't know that.
Oh, no.
And they don't know it was right there at Bratcher's office.
Yeah.
It was on the corner of Bratcher's office. Then it moved down the street there on Morford Street there.
Yeah.
And then it moved from there out to one of the malls before it moved to where it's at now.
Right.
You know.
And then we bought this farm.
Okay.
I've been here ever since.
Now I've told a story, and I've got Mary's permission to tell it on the air. One time, you know, I had people that would help when we were hauling hay and everything, and this guy, and I won't mention his name, but he helped haul hay, and he was telling me about when he was younger, he helped this gentleman haul hay, and the way the gentleman kept track of everybody's hours, he had an electric clock. And he would stand in the barn with the cord in his hand and wait till the wagon got about 100 yards away from the barn, and then he would plug in the clock, and then he'd run and get on the wagon, and then as soon as they got back with the load, you know, usually you stop, you know, rest a minute and get a drink. Well, he'd go unplug the clock, because he wasn't going to pay anybody for while they were getting a drink or taking a break. And so as soon as the first bale was on the elevator, he'd plug the clock back in, and as soon as the last bale got off, he'd unplug the clock. And that's the way he kept up with the time. Well, this guy told me this story, and for whatever reason, I was over here at Larry and Mary's, and that somehow came up, and I told the story. And Larry got to laughing, and Mary got to turning red, and Larry said, "Well, that's Mary's daddy." And she shook her head and said, "Yeah, that's my daddy."
Yeah, that was a pretty good story.
But Yeah, it's amazing the connections that we have had over the years on everything.
Yeah, I remember Leard used to come over here, and he'd come over here about dinner time.
Yeah.
And Mary'd always, she'd have a pie or cake or something, and of course she wanted everybody to join in and eat.
Yeah.
Well, Leard come over here, and she asked him, did he want a drink? And he said, no. He said, I don't believe I want one. And he sat there for a few minutes, and he looked over at Mary, and he said, yeah. Said, I believe I'll take a drink. Said, I know Reefy don't want me to have one. I want to have one just
You and he, I think, enjoyed ribbing each other more than any two people that I've ever. We even Papa coined the phrase "a Rigsby rain."
Yeah.
And that's when it just rains enough to make you mad. It's not enough to really do any good, just enough to make you mad. And Daddy'd say, that wasn't nothing but a Rigsby rain. And Nanny, bless her heart, she thought if you ever had to turn the windshield wipers on, then you had a soaker, you know.
Yeah.
And she'd brag about what a good rain, and just a Rigsby rain, you know.
Yeah, I've heard him tell me that many a times. How much water?
He would bring something and get worked on.
Yeah,
and
which was quite often.
He would tell Larry how to do it. Larry said, if you knew how to do it, why didn't you fix it yourself?
Yeah, that was it. But he'd always call before he brought anything, and he'd say, well, you're not doing nothing, are you? Said, I've got a little problem with my tractor. And it's right here where we're sitting now. He come over here, and I was done hot under the collar, and we was cutting silage, and I was working on a silage blower. Well, he drove that old tractor up, and I come out here, and it was hot. I mean, it was in the 90s.
Yeah.
In August and 1st September. And I said, I crawled on that tractor and was working on it and this and that, and he called down there and he's trying to do this, do that. And that just sort of hit me wrong. Well, I just got my tools up and I went back in the shop and went to work. Well, he finally come in there. He says, what's wrong? I said, if you know how to fix that thing, you need to fix it yourself. And I told him, he said, well, no, I was just trying to help you. I said, there's a chair out there with that tree. I said, you go out there and get in that chair and say it, and when I get it done, I'll tell you. He went out there and sat down.
That's the kind of help you need.
He went out there and sat down. He didn't open his mouth. When I got done, I crawled out from under the tree. It didn't take me 10, 15 more minutes.
Yeah.
And I got my tools out, went in, and I looked at him. I said, it's ready for you to go. Well, he got on the tractor and took off, and he stopped down here about halfway out behind the barn. Well, thank you. Yeah. And that was it. But he never did try to tell me how to do nothing.
Hey, we're going to have to stop for a commercial break. This is Tim Hitchcock with Hey Hitchcock, sponsored by Farm Credit Mid-America, Morton's Horticultural Products, Barton Creek Farm, and Daylily Nursery, and we'll be right back.
At the cafe at Tree City, people are talking about their favorite treats.
I personally like the caramel macchiato.
I'm a cappuccino man.
The biscuits are the best.
I love the egg bites because they're so fluffy.
Gravy biscuits, egg bites, it's all good.
I like the caramel macchiato because it's so sweet.
Come check out our fresh breakfast menu, served all day.
Find out what you like at the cafe, located inside the inn at Tree City.
Hi, my name is Victoria Dodson. I am the general manager at Captain D's located in McMinnville, Tennessee, and we have been working with Main Street Media for a few months now, since January of 2026. Anytime I ever need an ad changed or update something with our package deal that we have with Main Street Media, they are on it ASAP, and it has definitely affected our sales in a very positive way. We have noticed an significant increase in our sales because the word does get delivered out to our customers directly and a lot more efficiently. We have a wonderful community here in McMinnville, and I've noticed a good majority of the community is on Main Street Media. So if we are running a special or we're trying to do something to give back to the community, we definitely deliver the news to Main Street Media and they get the word out for us. We have nothing but positive feedback. I have to say, probably the best advertisement we have for this Captain D's locally would be the Main Street Media, for sure.
In a place like Warren County,
community means everything. And when it comes to your health, trust goes a long way. Every prescription, vaccine, and interaction is handled with care, combining modern technology with a personal approach so you feel confident in every medication you take. And now with our Test and Treat program, you can get tested and treated for common illnesses like flu and strep right here without the wait. And whether it's inside the pharmacy or the drive-thru, the care you receive is more than a pill or a vaccine. It's those in the community serving the community. It's knowing that the staff behind the counter care about your health and your medication, but most importantly, you. So come to Graves Family Pharmacy, because here we put the care in Warren County's healthcare. Graves Family Pharmacy, caring for Warren County one patient at a time.
Turned down for a car loan? Struggling to get approved? Don't give up. Come see the team at Reddick Brown Ford. We believe everyone deserves a second chance. Our financing experts work with all types of credit to help get you behind the wheel fast. Make the short drive down Highway 55 to Reddick Brown Ford and drive home approved.
Good evening and welcome back to Hey Hitchcock. This is Tim Hitchcock, sponsored by Farm Credit Mid-America, Morton's Horticultural Products, Barton Creek Farm, and Daylily Nursery. We're here on the beautiful farm of Larry and Mary Rigsby, along with their daughter Angela, and we've been talking about my dad and their growing up and all kinds of things on the farm, because our farms actually joined. And we actually went into the dairy business the same year in 1977. They were tougher than me. They stayed in it a lot longer than I did. But we were talking about tractors and equipment. Larry has fixed stuff for us off and on, probably a lot more on than off over the years. And he even talked me into selling a tractor that I wish I still had. Was that a 68 4020?
68 4020, still got it.
You still got it?
Still original muffler, everything's still original on it, just like it was when it was bought brand new.
And that's one of the few things. What would that have cost brand new?
That tractor at that time was brought about $6,400 to $6,700, somewhere in that brand new.
And if I remember right, I sold it to you for $8,500, which I made.
It was $75 or $85.
75 or 85.
But it had to be $100 bills.
Yeah. Not supposed to say that. And so, but now, what's that tractor probably worth?
See, it's a low hour. They still got less than 6,000 hours on it.
Yeah.
The tractor probably brings $16,000, $17,000.
That's one of the few things that you can use, and if it's well maintained, actually, equipment that actually appreciates. Most things depreciate to the point that after, 5 or 10 years of use, they're worth virtually nothing. But
Well, I've got a 72 model that I bought, a 4320. And I went to a sale up above Louisville, Kentucky, and bought it. Mm-hmm. And they sold probably 20, 25 tractors, and I paid more for the 4320 than any two tractors in the whole line brought.
Oh, wow.
But I've got that tractor sold brand new in '72 for $9,200.
Yeah.
And I give $16,200 for it. Then I've spent another $16,200 on restoring it.
Now you've restored that, and we'll probably get Christian to get a picture of it a little later.
Yeah.
Aaron has turned a lawnmower into a mini tractor.
110 John Deere lawnmower.
Okay.
Into a 4020 lawnmower tractor.
We'll get some shots of that directly. So, in your years of milking cows, did you ever have a stupid cow?
I had one named Billy that I bought from you.
Okay.
And she calved, milk, didn't have no trouble. Call her to come in the barn. If she was standing in the back of the pen, you'd call her, "Come here, Billy," and she'd come through all the cows and come in the barn.
Okay.
But she never had but one calf all the time I owned her in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
About the time that she was due to calf, she would slip a calf every year and breed back in 2 weeks.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. But she was a good little old cow. But now, she wasn't stupid, but she was different than all my other cows.
We had, that was one of the most frustrating things to me was, I had cows, they knew what they were supposed to do. They knew they're supposed to come in the barn, but sometimes for whatever reason, they just decided they weren't going to do it. I had one cow that busted out, knocked the gates down off of the back of the holding pen, ran through 2 barbed wire fences, got out in the middle of the pond, and just stood there chewing her cud, watching me. Well, I convinced her to come back.
I was there when you convinced her.
and once she realized that I wasn't going to put up with it, she went out of the pond, went back over the torn down electric fences, went over the torn down gates, walked into the milk barn, and stood right where she was supposed to go in the first place.
And that's what makes you mad.
And that's what makes you mad. They know what they're supposed to do. But now, Larry, you've had a whole career just in heavy machinery.
Yeah.
You bulldoze, you got a backhoe, you got a track hoe. You still have.
I've got backhoes and trenchers and all that. I don't have a track hoe.
Okay.
And I'm too old to buy one now. But I've got running 2 dozers and a backhoe still, and well, half the waters that was put in here in Warren County, me and my son put them in. Me and Aaron put them in.
These are the cattle waters.
Yeah, the Ritchie cattle waters. We put them in all over Warren County, and Van Buren and White.
Now let's see, was it USDA had some kind of?
Yeah, through the NRCS program and everything, and we'd put them in, and we done that for years, and then I found out that I was too cheap, and I quit.
Why didn't you just go up on your prices? You just getting tired of it?
People thought they was too high to start with.
Well, yeah.
When they went to put them in their sales, they found out different, you know. And then they'd call me, want me to come and work on one that they'd put in.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of like everybody else. If I didn't put it in, I didn't work on it.
Right. Now your older brother, Raymond, well known. He had Rigsby Manufacturing up on Old Kentucky Road, and he used to make a lot of nursery equipment. Like he made all of my wagons. He made a potting wagon for me, and a lot of stuff. You talked about.
He done everything. He sent stuff to North Carolina and Texas, and about every nurseman here in the county had a piece of his equipment.
Oh yeah, and I remember he was at all the trade shows. He was up in Baltimore. He got started early. I mean, he was on the front row. Up there at Baltimore.
That's right.
But talk about Papa getting on your nerves. I got on Raymond's nerve one time. I went up there with
that wasn't hard.
I went up there with some little something that I needed doing, wouldn't take him, 5 minutes. But a lot of people would buy a new ton truck without a bed, and he made the beds for them. And he was working on them. And I was just, me, I just joke around and kid, and I said, boy, I wish I could afford a new ton truck like that. And he turned, and looks could kill my brains would have been across the road over there. But he said, and he used some selective words, how tired I am of people making remarks like that. I backed off real quick. But then after he decided to finish that, he worked as a welding instructor.
Yeah, he worked out there for, several years.
At the trade school.
I don't know how many, probably 12, 15 years he was an instructor at their trade school.
My son, Daniel, graduated from his class out there, and one of the things they had to do to graduate at the time, they had to weld 2 aluminum cans together.
Coke cans together.
And that was quite a feat.
And he was one of the better welder students that graduated out there under him.
Is that right? Well, thank you.
He was a cracker. Well, he got him a job somewhere.
Yeah.
And worked for another company there for a while.
He was a Vietnam veteran, if I remember right. He had pictures.
Yeah.
All he did in Vietnam was work on equipment.
Yeah.
You know, he was.
Yeah, he served his term in Vietnam. He was in, of course, he was drafted into the service. He wasn't volunteered. They volunteered for him, you know.
Yeah.
But he was in the.
I remember he told me one time when he was working, when he started working at the trade school, you know, being a state employee, he said, I like to make Larry mad. I'll go over there and I'll say, you need to work harder and make more money and pay more taxes. Yeah. I need a raise.
Yeah. He was. He liked that. He liked that job out there, you know. But it just got to the point before he passed away that he just couldn't.
Yeah.
He just couldn't handle it, you know. Mm-hmm. But he was pretty good. He's about as good a welder as ever been around here.
Oh yeah.
He was. And now he could do. You give him a cutting torch and a sledgehammer, and he can fix anything.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And now your younger brother Richard, he worked with you.
He worked here for a few years
in the dairy business, and I remember this story. Mary, well, everybody in this family is a neat freak. I don't see how you do it. It just would drive me absolutely crazy. But if I got the story right, Richard had bought a set of tires, used tires, from somebody, and set them out up here by the shop. And Mary had told him explicitly on several occasions, you need to take those tires home. I don't want them up there in front of the shop. And he just never did do it. And I think you got to the point that says, if you don't move them, I'm going to burn them. And he didn't move them, and they were in the field with hay or silage or something. He looked back over towards the house. He saw this black smoke curling up in the air. Thought, well, I should have moved them. Did Richard ever bring any used tires over here again?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
And it ain't got no better.
Well, it wouldn't be neat if I had everybody's stuff.
Well, I know. Yeah. Well, we need to go ahead and take another commercial break. This is Tim Hitchcock with Hey Hitchcock. We'll be right back.
Turned down for a car loan? Struggling to get approved? Don't give up. Come see the team at Reddick Brown Ford. We believe everyone deserves a second chance. Our financing experts work with all types of credit to help get you behind the wheel fast. Make the short drive down Highway 55 to Reddick Brown Ford and drive home approved.
My name is Andy Knowles. I'm the owner, president, and CEO of Knowles Private Wealth. We've been working with Main Street Media ever since we opened up our doors, and that was a little bit over 1 year ago.
We officially started advertising with Main Street Media when they launched 92.1 The One, and we've been with them ever since. First heard about the development of Main Street Media. I'm good friends with Scott and Chad, and just knew we had to be involved with them somehow.
At the cafe at Tree City, people are talking about their favorite treats.
I personally like the caramel macchiato.
I'm a cappuccino man.
The biscuits are the best.
I love the egg bites because they're so fluffy.
Gravy biscuits, egg bites, it's all good.
I like the caramel macchiato because it's so sweet.
Come check out our fresh breakfast menu, served all day.
Find out what you like at the cafe, located inside the inn at Tree City.
In a place like Warren County, community means everything. And when it comes to your health, trust goes a long way. Every prescription, vaccine, and interaction is handled with care. combining modern technology with a personal approach so you feel confident in every medication you take. And now with our Test and Treat program, you can get tested and treated for common illnesses like flu and strep right here without the wait. And whether it's inside the pharmacy or the drive-thru, the care you receive is more than a pill or a vaccine. It's those in the community serving the community. It's knowing that the staff behind the counter care about your health and your medication, but most importantly, you. So come to Graves Family Pharmacy, because here we put the care in Warren County's healthcare. Graves Family Pharmacy, caring for Warren County one patient at a time.
Good evening and welcome back to Hey Hitchcock. We're here this evening with the Rigsby family, Larry and Mary Rigsby and their daughter Angela. We've been, neighbors for years and worked together and swapped equipment and cattle and all kinds of things like that. Angela, what was it like for you growing up on a dairy farm?
Well, I can always say I never had to be at home without my parents. We've been together every day of our lives. We're together.
Yeah.
We always were.
Right.
So I think it was a wonderful life if everybody could have that kind of life.
Were there now you've got a younger brother, Aaron, and he's out in the hayfield right now. Happened to be a day we chose this about a week ago, but it's a perfect day for hay cutting, and so he's actually baling right now, I believe. Saw him take off across the field with the baler. Now, what do you do now, Angela?
Well, I graduated in '92.
Okay.
And when I graduated, I started working in the Warren County school system, and I'm still there 34 years later.
34 years later. Wow.
Yeah. And so I didn't milk in the morning. Mom and Daddy always milked in the morning, and me and Mama milked at night. So milking was hard. There for a while, it was like, that was behind my life. That's all we knew. I'd never been on a vacation.
Yeah.
Never been anywhere. And so it was a big change.
Now, when I milked, I was milking about 120. And then as I slowly got into the daylily business, the nursery business, I dropped 30 cows, went down to 90. And the next year I dropped another 30, went down to 60. And then for 2 years, I only milked 30. And I just remodeled my milk barn. I had a double 8. There's a guy, Johnny Sparkman, he's milking, I think he said 550 in a double 8. I was milking 30 in a double 8. It took longer to clean up the barn than it took to milk. But I was afraid that, something would go wrong in the nursery business and I'd have to go back. And with the equipment that you use, there's so much acid in the silage and the manure and everything. If you ever stop using that stuff, it'll rust up on you in no time.
Overnight.
Flat. Now, what did y'all get down to? But what was the most y'all ever milked?
We milked 99 one time.
99.
We tried to get that 100, but we never could get that 100. But usually in the 80 plus range is what we usually milk. And the last year, which you mentioned Johnny Sparkman, Johnny bought my cattle. I sold Johnny my cattle. And we milked them for a while longer than we wanted to, because most of them was first calf heifers.
Yeah.
We was feeding 14 pounds of pelleted feed per cow.
Yeah.
With a 72 pound average.
72 pound average.
Johnny bought them, and I didn't want to see him go to slaughter.
Yeah.
And he wanted to know what I wanted for him. I said, I'll take the pound price.
Yeah.
And that's what I sold them for.
Wow.
And so he took them real quick.
Yeah.
He took them cows to his dairy, and he said they never made a bobble, nothing. He kept them separate.
Right.
One night. Then he turned them with the rest of them, and he said they never did know no difference, and it was here at home, and had one of the heifers was, he had her over 90 pounds in 2 weeks. But he went from my 14 to 16 pound of feed I was feeding to 37 pound of grain a day.
Wow.
And 3 times a day. And of course he messed her up, and he operated on her and cleaned her up in 10 days, 2 weeks, put her right back in the milk line, and kept on going. But he said they was a good set of heifers.
Yeah, I've actually been talking to Johnny. I've got to call him back. We're going to try and go down and do a show at his place. He said that he's getting ready to expand. He wants to get up to 1,000.
He was talking, I talked to him the other day, and he was talking that, you know, they was going to milk about 2 more years a year ago, and then the other day he told me they was planning on going to 1,000 head.
Yeah.
You know, but more power to him.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not getting in there.
No.
People tell me, you know, what? Are you having a good day? I'll say, any day I don't have to go into the milk barn is a good day for me.
I never look back.
No.
Never look back at it.
No.
No, it was a good life. And this old farm here has went through several hands. And to my knowledge, I'm the only one that ever paid for this farm.
Now, as you were tapering down, you know, the last 2 or 3 years, how many were you milking? Were you still milking quite a few?
No, we were just milking in the 20s.
Okay.
When Johnny bought them out.
Okay.
We kept breeding back to black bulls and keep just selling the calves because the calves was worth so much.
Yeah.
And now, we had calves and you had too that you'd give them away.
Oh.
I give them away and give them milk to raise the calves on.
Holstein calves. You know, I've heard stories of people taking 2 down to the auction, you know, by the fairgrounds, the livestock sale. They take 2 down, and when they come back after the sale, somebody's put 4 back in their trailer.
Well, that's about to it. I know I had calves here running out my ears, and they had a program where I was buying feed. They'd give you so many bags of milk. Well, I'd give them 2 calves and a bag of milk to raise them, and nobody would take them. Well, the calves went up. When they went up, all these people called, well, you got any more of them free calves?
Yeah.
But do you know what a 3-day-old bull calf right now brings?
No, what?
If it's a half Angus, brings $1,400.
$1,400.
3-day-old.
3-day-old.
Johnny is shipping all of his now to North Carolina, contracted $1,475 a calf.
Oh,
if I'm not mistaken, he told me that the other day.
Gosh.
But he was selling them down real cheap. You know, down around 1,000, 900,000. Then he found out them things what they was bringing.
Yeah.
At Athens, Tennessee over here, they've been bringing anywhere from $1,200, $1,500 through the sale.
Holy cow, man! Daddy would roll over in his grave right now if he knew anything like that.
The first cows I bought, I give $500 a piece for the cow.
Yeah.
And the next group I bought, I give $550.
Yeah.
For the cow.
Yep.
But now all this, everything is turned around, but I ain't missed it though.
No, but people ask me, you know, do you miss milking? And I'll say, well, yeah, I kind of do. I miss them about like the warts I used to have on my hand, you know.
You know, but it's just, it's one more thing, but it's a good life, but now you had to be dedicated.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You had to be dedicated.
Yeah.
You know, that's something we done where all of us, of course, you know that, with all of us was a family affair. We didn't hire no help or nothing, and everybody somebody had to be at that barn when it come milking time. Night and morning was the same time.
Speaking of family affair, you brought the word fair in there. You guys make out like bandits. Y'all still do that at the fair?
Yeah, we sure do.
From the time Aaron and Angela were little, they would enter virtually every category possible at the fair, and you know, they would win. You made some pretty good pocket change, and probably still do.
We worked on it all year. It wasn't just like that week before. All year we worked on collecting stuff.
Yeah. How many exhibits would y'all have?
Well, we would have 100 and something apiece.
100 and something. So you would actually both enter the same category, and you're competing against each other.
And then me and him would be in the kids.
Okay.
And like he would be still in the kids, and I'd move up to the junior. And,
okay.
Yeah.
So y'all are big fair goers.
Still are.
Still.
They quit. Then the fair people called and wanted them back.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Gee.
Because the exhibits wasn't there. Because they know Anderson, and then of course their neighbor over here, Martin Grissom, over here all the time and got him involved in all that.
Yeah.
And all the time we raised a lot of alfalfa hay, and you know that, you had a lot of alfalfa.
Right.
And the only year we ever got beat with alfalfa hay, sold a guy a load of hay, and he took a bale of hay to the fire of my hay and beat me.
Your hay beat your hay.
Yeah. I never have forgot that. And but now we were pretty lucky with everything. But now they worked at it.
Oh yeah,
they worked at it, and it's a job. It ain't just it ain't just fall out of the sky. You have to work for it.
Makes you responsible.
It does.
It does.
Yeah, and anything about agriculture, like you said, somebody's got to be there.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to be there
And you can't
every
go
day.
anywhere unless it rains. Now, if it rains, we'll go.
That's right.
Our whole childhood and life
That's right.
was if it rains, we can go.
And it wasn't one of them Rigsby rains either.
my kids, we'd always, we'd have prayer at night and kneel down and, if it was, we're praying for rain most of the time, but if I had hay down, one of the kids said, please bless us with some rain, and I go, please bless us with some sunny weather until Daddy's ready for the rain.
Oh, me. But I tell you what, all of us have been blessed in this business. You have, and your family, and ours is. It's been a good life.
Oh yeah,
been a good life.
And
it's been a rough one, but it's been a good one.
Continues to be. So we need to take another commercial break. This is Tim Hitchcock with Hey Hitchcock here at the Larry and Mary Rigsby Farm, and we'll be right back.
At the cafe at Tree City, people are talking about their favorite treats.
I personally like the caramel macchiato.
I'm a cappuccino man.
The biscuits are the best.
I love the egg bites because they're so fluffy.
Gravy biscuits, egg bites, it's all good.
I like the caramel macchiato because it's so sweet.
Come check out our fresh breakfast menu, served all day.
Find out what you like at the cafe located inside the inn at Tree City.
Hi, my name is Victoria Dodson. I am the general manager at Captain D's located in McMinnville, Tennessee, and we have been working with Main Street Media for a few months now, since January of 2026. Anytime I ever need an ad changed or update something with our package deal that we have with Main Street Media, they are on it ASAP, and it has definitely affected our sales in a very positive way. We have noticed an significant increase in our sales because the word does get delivered out to our customers directly and a lot more efficiently. We have a wonderful community here in McMinnville, and I've noticed a good majority of the community is on Main Street Media. So if we are running a special or we're trying to do something to give back to the community, we definitely deliver the news to Main Street Media and they get the word out for us. We have nothing but positive feedback. I have to say, probably the best advertisement we have for this Captain D's locally would be the Main Street Media for sure.
In a place like Warren County, community means everything. And when it comes to your health, trust goes a long way. Every prescription, vaccine, and interaction is handled with care, combining modern technology with a personal approach so you feel confident in every medication you take. And now with our Test and Treat program, you can get tested and treated for common illnesses like flu and strep right here without the wait. And whether it's inside the pharmacy or the drive-thru, the care you receive is more than a pill or a vaccine. It's those in the community serving the community. It's knowing that the staff behind the counter care about your health and your medication, but most importantly, you. So come to Graves Family Pharmacy, because here we put the care in Warren County's healthcare. Graves Family Pharmacy, caring for Warren County one patient at a time.
Turned down for a car loan? Struggling to get approved? Don't give up. Come see the team at Reddick Brown Ford. We believe everyone deserves a second chance. Our financing experts work with all types of credit to help get you behind the wheel fast. Make the short drive down Highway 55 to Reddick Brown Ford and drive home approved.
Welcome back to Hey Hitchcock, sponsored by Farm Credit Mid-America, Morton's Horticultural Products, Barton Creek Farm, and Daylily Nursery. We're back with Larry and Mary Rigsby and Angela, and Aaron has joined us from the hayfield. He got back with the baler, and we'd been talking about Aaron converting a lawnmower into a tractor. Tell us a little bit about that, Aaron.
Well, it's a 1966 model 110, John Deere 110 round fender, is what they call them, the Homer round fender.
Okay.
And you can take them, you can buy a little kit and put it together and make it look like a 40-20 tractor.
Yeah.
It's a little bitty version, and it's you take it anywhere, and of course kids want to climb on it and everything.
Right.
Of course, you know, I'm picky about the paint and all this and that.
Wait, you're picky about the paint? Let's see. You're the guy that has a pickup for when it's raining and another pickup for when it's not raining, because you don't want the one to get wet. Right.
I don't have to wash it.
Yeah.
Used to be his sitting in the shed and he drove mine.
There you go. So how long did it take you to do this conversion?
It didn't take too long, because I took it down to bare metal and took it all apart, and it probably took I don't know, maybe a few months. You know, working on it. I'm not working on it every day, but
right.
Like I said, when it was raining, like that was
it's
raining.
Yeah.
Working on it when it's raining, but yeah, it turned into a fun little project, and it turned out all right. Everybody gets a kick out of it and sees it at little tractor shows and stuff. And so it's a pretty fun little project.
Where all have you taken it to tractor shows?
We've been to Eagleville. We've been to Milton, little tractor show in Milton, nice little thing in Milton. And of course, Tri-Green just had a tractor show out here last weekend, and it's always fun to go to all them, meet new people, make new friends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great conversation piece.
Yeah.
Well, Larry, what's as far as your heavy machinery business, what's the farthest you've ever been?
I went and worked for a guy. He kept aggravating me, and why he couldn't get nobody, I don't know. I had to go all the way to Lebanon, Mount Juliet, where I had to go.
Okay.
That's the furthest I've ever went.
Okay.
And I told him, I said, I'll give you one day, and that's all I'm going to give. I said, I'm not going to leave and come. And I went down there and done a little work for him, and of course that was a all morning and night job getting down there and back.
Oh yeah.
And all, but
now Greg and Richard, they've gone all the way to Memphis. Didn't they do a big job?
They finished up a big job at Memphis about a year ago, and they're working on a big job at Franklin, Tennessee now.
Okay.
And I think they're about to wind that up. But Greg, my nephew, he works all Springfield, Lebanon, Mount Juliet, everywhere around. Pretty good piece away, you know.
Okay. So
but most of mine is general repeat customers that I work for, and of course my age, I'm picking what I want to do and when I want to do it now.
You know, Papa used to say, a man will work like a dog daylight till dawn, you know, when he's young, trying to make an extra $100, you know. But as you get older, you know, you would give $1 million, you know, to not have to work that hard.
Yeah, but I'm waiting on a bunch of deals right now that I'm trying to cut some drive in a field, and I'm trying to get everything marked. I don't know how many power lines and gas lines and stuff, and that's holding me up right now.
Yeah,
I got to come back.
Speaking of what's underground, isn't there a story about the water line that goes up Highway 30?
Yeah, there's stories about Highway 30 and Rocky River too, because we set one down here mailbox and bursted a 6-inch main down here.
Now, you know, maybe it's just me trying to make the story better, but I was thinking that Richard had said, oh, we got it deep enough, but Larry said, let's go 3 or 4 inches deeper, and that's when you hit the water line.
Well, what we done, I had some good friends that comes through here and knock mailboxes down.
Okay.
So I fabricated me a mailbox, and there was an old chopper left here when I bought the farm, and I took the tongue out.
Okay.
And the tongue had an old outfit that carries the power takeoff, and it's a scissor. But when we dropped it in the hole, we couldn't pull it out. But from now on, I try to call and make everybody mark where
Get
I'm at.
everybody to mark.
But we have, Aaron we was working down on the Cabot County and Warren County line, and we cut a 2-inch natural gas line in two.
Oh,
and we did have it marked and have our numbers.
Oh, gee.
And that's like blowed him off the back of the trencher.
Mercy.
And I mean, it was a gusling out there.
Was it marked wrong, or?
Yeah, they marked it about 20 foot from where it was at.
Wow.
And so we got into it there, and the neighbor that was going through his yard, he said, if you don't go over 3 foot, said, you won't hit a thing in my yard.
Yeah.
We cut his water line into it 18 inches.
Everybody always, either they don't remember or they think things are deeper than they are. I've cut into putting in irrigation over the farm so many times. Oh, I forgot. Well, you came over. I was sure we had the line right here.
We dug up the farm.
We dug up for about 4 hours and finally found it about 20 feet
from where
I knew it was, because I was the one that on the trencher that
put it in there. But they move over years, I think.
I think so.
That's what they do.
Well, we're going to have to wrap up. It has been such a pleasure. I mean, we talk all the time anyway, but it's such a pleasure to be here with you, and thank you for letting us show up and invade your privacy and record this show, and really appreciate you. So this is Tim Hitchcock with Hey Hitchcock, and we'll see you next week.